Hello, welcome to Philosophy 6 Logic and Practice. My name is Mia Wood. I'm a professor of philosophy at Pierce College. I'm looking forward to working with you this Summer A 2020 term. Now, you probably already know that summer session courses, like winter intercession courses, are run during a shortened semester. So we're effectively compressing 5 weeks into, we're effectively compressing 15 weeks into 5. So there's a lot of work to do. That said, I hope not only that you'll find on our course site a slew of resources to support your work, but that you'll also feel free to contact me when you have questions, problems, and confusions. I'll tell you a little bit more about how to do that, but the short story is we can work via Pronto chat, email, and video conference. I don't hold regular office hours during the summer or winter intercessions, but I still meet with class members regularly, so all you have to do is let me know that you want to meet and we'll set up a time to do so. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about the course, and then we're going to take a tour so that you can I can walk you through what we're going to do, when we're going to do it, how we're going to do it, and then of course we'll talk a little bit about why, but the why you'll get as you go through the course itself. So first, Logic and Practice is a fairly standard critical thinking course, which is to say, we're going to study formal and informal systems of argumentation. The formal systems are called deductive systems. And what those provide us with, I typically call non-experiential ways of reasoning, both reasoning well and failing to reason well. What do I mean by non-experiential ways of reasoning? Well, think about it this way. As long as you understand what the Arabic numeral 2 and the Arabic numeral 3 and the plus sign mean, you can, without ever having experienced 2, 3, or the plus sign, arrive at the conclusion 2 plus 3 equals 5, right? You can arrive at the conclusion that 5 is the result of adding together 2 and 3. On the other hand, informal systems of reasoning I'll call experiential or inductive. And what those systems or patterns of reasoning rely on is experience. So for example, if I come to the conclusion that my car battery needs to be replaced, or at the very least it needs to be jumped, I do that based on experience. In other words, I arrive at that conclusion because there are a number of experiential features that lead me to it. So for example, I might press the ignition button or put my key in the ignition and nothing happens, right? And I know from other people's experience, from sort of common knowledge, that when you put your key in the ignition or you hit the ignition button and nothing happens, it's most likely the case that the battery needs a jump or needs to be replaced. The battery has lost its charge. So those are our two foci for studying argumentation. So the idea here is that we will effectively study what we do every day, right? To various degrees of intensity, to various degrees of success, but we'll do that, we'll focus on that in, like I said, a systematic set of ways, so that when we come out of the course, we have what is essentially both a theoretical understanding of what we do every day, but we'll also build skills so that we can do better every day what we do typically without thinking about it. Okay, so that's the basic what we're going to do. How are we going to do it? Well, we've got a textbook. It's on Canvas. It's a textbook. So I wrote the textbook, but effectively it's stuff that's just out there in the public domain. It's also out there in pretty much every textbook you could buy. So what I've tried to do is just assemble a book that without plagiarizing, right? But assemble a book that you can use without having to pay for it. In addition, the book has a number of exercises and discussions and answer keys so that you can practice, develop your skills, and check your work as you go. So we have a textbook to read. We also will have a number of video lectures, tutorials, explainers that are embedded in our Canvas course page, our Canvas course site. We will write reading quizzes, we will write discussion forum posts and peer responses, and we will write exams. So when we walk through our Canvas site together, I'll tell you more about that. Short story though is that you are going to be constantly practicing, constantly working on your skills. You know best how to manage your time, but my advice on time management is that you don't wait till the last minute. You want to give yourself time to digest material intellectually in a way that, you know, your body digests food. In other words, it's very rarely the case that you read something, you get it, and you already know before you try practicing how to do it. Right? Let's see, what else? So I don't think offhand there's anything else that I need to tell you right now in this part of the video. Let's go ahead and go into Canvas and walk through the course together. Okay, so here we are on our Canvas Philosophy 6 homepage. You will have already clicked the Start Here, watch this video link. So the reason why there's no embedded YouTube right now is because I'm making the video that you're going to watch. But anyway, make sure you watch the video. That's crucial. A lot of people want to skip this step, but the problem with that is that you end up coming back with questions that are answered in the video. Arguably more important than watching the video is reading your syllabus. So you will see on the syllabus page all of the boilerplate verbiage, which some of which I'll go over with you in a moment, along with the schedule. And you can also either preview, that is, look at the syllabus, the PDF of the syllabus embedded here on the page, or you can download it. So that way you can carry it around with you if you want to print out a copy or just have it, on your desktop or something like that. So here is the short story. Because we're an online course, the ways that you will contact me if you want to either set up a video conference or just ask a question or whatever it is that you want to do, contact me using either our Canvas email. I'm circling the inbox icon over here in the left margin or with my cursor. But you can also use the Pronto chat tool. That will be live. That's also down here. It's on the bottom of the left margin. I'm going to be using Pronto for the first time this summer, so you get to be my guinea pigs. Pronto should be like, any text message tool where if I'm online, you can, and you see that I'm online, you can chat with me. Alternatively, we can, I think, set up chat meetings, but let me look into that more. I just haven't had time to do it yet, and I wanted to get this course going for you. Anyway, read through the syllabus so that you are familiar with the format of the course, both in terms of the way that we work, the structure of our work, but also our assessment. So we will write 4 multiple choice and true false and exams, one of which also has a short answer component. That should be the last exam. And my advice to you is have your textbook with you, have your notes with you when you are writing an exam, because you can use the textbook to help. In addition, you should already have completed a fair number of practice exercises and consulted the exercise keys and discussions so that you're comfortable with what I'm asking you to do. There are also 10 reading quizzes. These are all true, false, multiple choice. And then there are 10 discussion forum posts. Each discussion forum post involves your original contribution and then your peer response. So it's a lot of work, right? Remember, we're compressing 15 weeks into 5. I don't like the idea of cramming a lot of work in, but I'm hopeful that if you take advantage of really good time management skills, if you take advantage of any help that I can offer you outside of what's available on Canvas, you also take advantage of the Canvas resources. You take advantage of our embedded tutor. More on that in a little bit. You should be in good shape. Some of the material is technical and tricky partly as a result of its being technical and the fact that the technicality is new to you. Introductory courses tend to be more difficult than upper division courses because the territory is new, right? The intellectual landscape is new to you. The skills that you're building are maybe not new to you in the sense of having made use of them, but new to you in the sense of thinking about them in formal ways, which is what we're doing. And then I have 10 discretionary points that I leave to the end after I've had a chance to review the work that you've done over the course of the semester. And then I also have other boilerplate items in here, like the college calendar and so forth. And then we have the schedule, all 5 weeks. So make sure that you're familiar with the syllabus. I'm going to go back to the home page. You're going to notice that I have very few links on the left side, and over the years I keep kind of trying to tweak courses so that I make your experience as seamless as possible, but also so that I encourage you to dig into the course resources. So, for example, if I give you a link to the discussion forums or a link to the quizzes, you might not, for example, go into a given week. Let's just grab week 2 as an example. You might not go in and see what it is that I'm asking you to read, what I'm asking you to watch. I know it's a lot. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then fully what I'm asking you to do. So I've embedded the assessments within each of the course modules. Needless to say, you probably already saw that you can access your to-do list over here, but please don't use this to-do list in lieu of going into our week by week pages, because you won't get the full picture of the course. In addition, you will not get the full picture of the due dates and deadlines. So let me tell you a little bit about those while I'm at it. If we go into, let's say, discussion forum 1, and you'll notice that it's locked until June 15th. But when it's unlocked, you'll see the due date is the, Sunday, what is it, 20th, 21st? And then, but it doesn't lock until Monday. That's a little bit of wiggle room for you to complete your discussion forum. Now, you have more wiggle room on other assessments. I'll say more about that in a little bit, but you don't have wiggle room on your discussion forums. Why? Because those are interactive. And so if you put off completing a discussion forum, you are limiting your interaction with your peers. Let me go back into the syllabus to say more about the due date and deadline. Discussion forum posts are 2 parts, as I mentioned before. you want to make your original contribution on Saturday. So if you're only looking at the to-do list in the right margin of the home page, you won't realize that the discussion, your original contribution to the discussion, is due on Saturday. And as a result, I'll, send you a message saying, "Where's your work? You turned your work in late. Bad you." Right? And I don't want you to go through that. So, make sure that you look carefully at what's due when. You'll notice, by the way, that let me go back into week 2. One of the things that I haven't done yet and that I need to do is this. Notice that discussion forum, in this case 5, says due Thursday. It's actually due Saturday. I'm trying to give you more time to complete your original contribution. So don't let the fact that you're watching this look like this right now fool you. But also don't think that because you will also be fooled that the discussion is due on the 21st, when in fact your original contribution is due the day before. Now let's talk a little bit about your quizzes. So your quizzes have due dates. So I'm going to open up the quiz. It's locked, right? But you can see that all your quizzes are going to open on June 15th. They don't lock until the end of the last day of our semester. That said, there's a due date, which is the Sunday of the week that the quizzes open. And that's because I want to keep you on track, right? So if I want to give you wiggle room, so if your schedule is such that you're not able to complete a quiz when it's due, don't worry, because it won't lock until the end of the semester. Again, all quizzes are open June 15th, but they're always due on the Sunday of the week that they're actually assigned. And then, like I said, you'll notice that once the quiz is unlocked and you click on the link I just clicked on a moment ago within the page, you'll see what material is on the quiz. And so, make sure you have your textbook handy, and make sure also that you use your quizzes not only to be alerted to important concepts, but also to start thinking about what skills you want to practice with in terms of your workbook and workbook and answer keys and discussions. Okay, so we've got our reading quizzes. You'll notice there's a lot to do each week. So my advice to you is to just chug away a little bit every day. Think also about that digestion analogy I made earlier. If you work a little bit at a time, it's going to be easier for you over the course of a week to absorb material. Now, you'll notice that each week is laid out the same way. There's stuff to read, there's stuff to watch, there's stuff to complete. On the watch front, I know I give you a lot of stuff to watch, but I trust that you know what's going to work best for you. So there are, sort of straight lectures, and then there are explainers and practice videos. So, and tutorials. So, you'll decide what it is that you think is going to help you best. If you're not sure, don't be shy about letting me know, "Hey, Mia, I'm not sure what to focus on." And then depending on what you find to be the most challenging at a given moment, I'll say, "Well, why don't you try this video?" Right? Now, some of you are going to watch videos and not spend much time on reading. Some of you are going to read and not spend much time on videos. Kind of just depends on how you learn. All right. Last thing, exams. Same thing with discussions. They are due by a certain date, but they are open until the end of the semester. And that's to not only keep you on track, but give you wiggle room in case you have any struggle. All exams are going to be open, though, on the first day of class. So you can start to look and see what it is I'm asking you to do. One important point to make on both quizzes and exams. Once you open, that is start, I should say, not open the link to a quiz or an exam, but once you start a quiz or an exam, you are timed. So you can't start something, save it, come back the next day. You do want to complete it in a single sitting. Now, if you have struggles with any of these animals, don't worry. Why? Because look, we have retests and we have extra credit quizzes. Okay. Last thing I want to say is this. You can access your textbook not only within the module that focuses on a given week, which focuses on specific concepts and skills. You can also just click on the link to the textbook and you can download each chapter. I thought it would be easier to download them one at a time if you want. In addition, please be sure to open up this or download this appendix. It's going to be important to the work we do in chapter 3. So the exercises and the exercise keys and discussions are also here in this under this textbook module, but they're also available within a given week. So you can download them or open them there. Finally, we have an embedded tutor, Jeremy Liebenthal. As soon as his availability comes out, he will let you know, or I will let you know. And he is an amazing tutor. Please, please, please make good use of his skills. He will be an invaluable resource to you. Don't forget, I want to talk to you too. So if you're having questions or if you're having trouble and if you have any questions, problems, confusions, let me know. That I think is it for right now. I think I've yapped enough. Welcome to the course and get started as soon as possible on the reading and on watching videos. Looking forward to working with you.